What is up? Welcome back to the channel and Happy New Year. It's officially 2026, so our John Cena challenge is complete, if you will. I did not finish, of course. There's so many more. I would have spent so much money if I had tried to, or if I had really finished this in 2025, but I do have a few more to update. I know I wanted to get these out before the end of 2025, but I haven't purchased any more John Cena's just for that reason, just to keep myself so I know exactly where we ended in 2025. So I got about 3 more videos, this one plus 2 more to finish off everything that I officially purchased in 2025. And then after that, it'll just be trying to finish the collection as we can kind of thing. I do have a 2026 challenge that I want to get started. I have the first 2 figures already purchased for that, and a video for that will be coming up soon, whether it's today or in the next couple of days, whatever that looks like. But I want to finish off these John Cena's and get them all up on my shelf and show you kind of the shelf and how it went for 2025. So I wouldn't even say we're halfway, to be honest. I mean, there's so many. And so many came out in 2025. I mean, just 2025 alone jumped the total quite a bit. And I'm probably, just with what I have right now, I'm probably about maybe halfway through 2025. So we got a long way to go when it comes to the John Cena. But let's cap off the 2025 challenge with these next 3 videos and see how we did, you know? So let's start it off. I got a good mix. Well, maybe not a good mix. I got 3 of the brand new 2025 ones, and then I got a couple of kind of miscellaneous ones. But so to start us off here, we're going to go with one of these 2025s. This is the Elite 119 Collector's Edition. So I explained these a little bit in one of the other videos, but Collector's Editions essentially are, originally they were store exclusives. So like the collector's edition for series, you know, say 100. I can't remember exactly what series they did collector's editions for, but like 120 would be exclusive to Target, then 121 would be exclusive to Walmart, and then 122 would be exclusive to Target, blah, 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 blah. And they just rotated for a couple of series. It was maybe 10 to 15 series that they did collector's editions for. And then they brought them back this year for John. They didn't make them exclusive to any specific store. I believe they were timed exclusive for certain ones, so like they'd be exclusive to Walmart in the first, you know, couple thousand cases or whatever, and then after those ran dry, then they would start shipping them to other stores. As far as I know, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know Ringside has most of these now. But anyways, this is the Last Time Is Now 2025 tour. I'm not sure exactly when he wore this shirt, to be honest. 16. This might have been before he won the title, though, because there's a little 16 there, and we all know he's now a 17-time champ. So yeah, this is probably representing one of the earlier shirts he wore in the year, like early on in 2025. But yeah, cool figure. These ones that are made in the new Vietnam factory still aren't doing it for me. We've talked about it a little bit, but they're still not great. They're very stiff. They're definitely a lot stiffer than the older Elites. When it comes to there's the You Can't See Me, kind of the door, you know, last time deal that he did. But this is all his blue gear. So yeah, nothing too kind of crazy there, but cool figure. I like that they did a lot of his final days shirts got figure form, and I'm sure by the end of it, or by the time it's all said and done, every shirt he had for the 2025 year will be immortalized in figure form, be it Ultimate, Basic, or Elite. And this one happens to be an Elite in that blue shirt there. This might have been his original shirt that he first wore, like his first appearance in 2025 that he did. And then after that, he starts getting into the like the location shirts and stuff like that, which you'll see. But yeah, that's Elite 119 in the collector's edition there. Next up, we're going to go a little older. We have a basic Mania 34 2-packs. I believe this is from Mania 33 when he wore this. This is the 2-pack that came with Nikki. from when he proposed at Mania to Nikki in the ring. Fun fact, I was at this WrestleMania. I watched him propose to Nikki live. I was there. That was the same Mania that the Hardys returned. Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker in the main event, things like that. The Undertaker left his coat and blah, blah, blah in the ring, thinking that that was his last match. But, yep, this is that John Cena. That kind of represents that time. Like I said, when he proposed to Nikki. Nothing too fancy. It's a basic. I mean, we've had basics that are virtually identical to this, maybe just some color changes. But, yes, this is the 2-pack with Nikki. And we all know that relationship didn't end great. I mean, they're not together anymore, I guess. I'm not saying it ended poorly other than the fact that they're not together anymore. But, yeah, so it was cool that they did that in kind of figure form. There is another 2-pack similar to this one that I do want to get and add to the John Cena collection at some point. It's not exactly John Cena, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But you'll see it eventually in one of these videos. I didn't get it in 2025, unfortunately, but it will be part of my John Cena collection before I call it quits, I guess. So yeah, that's kind of a special one, like I said, because I was there. Then this one is another very special one. This is the 2025 Elite Royal Rumble Series 7 John Cena. So this is a special one because this is the event I went to in his final year. So I knew at some point I was going to see John wrestle during his final 2025. And I also have always wanted to go to a Royal Rumble, and it just turned out that this Royal Rumble was in Indianapolis, so not very far away from where I live. And me and my wife were able to go and check it out. It's cool that he has the Colts kind of logo there, the horseshoe. But yeah, this is his Royal Rumble gear from 2025. It came out with the Elite Royal Rumble set that's kind of coming out now, kind of hitting now. It's got the Build-A-Figure Corey Graves in it. I can't remember all the other ones in this series. There's like the Ultimate Warrior for like a classic type guy. And then there's a couple other more modern guys, I believe. But yeah, this is the Royal Rumble Series 7 Elite. And like I said, this is one that I was there. So very, very excited to get this one. Let me go back to the first two. So just to kind of recap, this one I purchased or I pre-ordered on Walmart back when it dropped originally. So I got this from Walmart in a pre-order. So it was just regular retail. So $22.99 or whatever figures are now at Walmart. This John was from a local toy store, not a local toy store, but a toy store down in Cincinnati that I went to when I was there. I got the 2-pack with him and Nikki. It was like $15, so not too bad for a 2-pack. I believe they were $19.99, the 2-packs when they first came out, so got it for a little bit cheaper. And then this one, the Royal Rumble one, back to where we were, this one my brother found for me in a store and picked up, so that is why I have this one. I don't believe I've seen this one in a store yet personally. I'd like to get another one mint on card to keep because I was there during his final tour. And just to kind of have that in my collection, if you will. That would be another one that I'd love to have him sign at some point if I ever could. I probably never will just because of how expensive it is to meet John Cena. But there's this one and then that clear one that I did its own video on that I'd love to have signed by him if possible. Like I said, just because I was there for his final year. But, yep, that's the Royal Rumble Elite. We're moving pretty quick through these. We're already on figure 4. I'm not rambling as much today. This one was a fun one. It's a tough one to find. I've looked for it most of the year. They're just so expensive. This is the Elite WrestleMania best of pay-per-view. So like this is from the best the best matches or the best, I don't know what you want to call it, but they did a best of 2014 pay-per-view type series. It was exclusive to Toys R Us. This is from WrestleMania 30, best of pay-per-view Mania 30, and it came with the Build-A-Figure pieces for Corporate Kane. If you don't know what that is, that was when Kane was with like Hunter and Stephanie when they were the corporation, or not the corporation, they were the authority. That's what it was. And Kane wore a suit and was all corporate and everything, and they called him Corporate Kane. So this came with Corporate Kane's legs, and that is why it's so expensive, because as far as I know, that's the only way to get Corporate Kane. I can't think of another one. There might have been like a basic or something where he's just in the kind of suit pant looking things that he wrestled in. They were like black jeans, I think, actually, that he wrestled in when he was Corporate Kane. But to get him in the official suit and tie and all that jazz to look like he looked for the most part, you had to get this set of figures. And there was 4 of them. I believe it's John, Punk, maybe Daniel Bryan. I can't remember them all exactly because I was only really hunting for the John. But they get real expensive there, especially with the more popular guys. Like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan's, you're probably looking at 80 plus to get it mint on card with the Build-A-Figure piece. John's is usually pretty expensive too. The fun thing about this one was I found it for $49.99. Now that sounds expensive for an Elite, don't get me wrong, I agree, but it's usually quite a bit more. If you can find one around that price, I'd say scoop it up. There could be more now on eBay. I haven't looked for this specific one since I bought this one, but I don't know that I'd ever seen a mint on card with the Build-A-Figure piece for that cheap. So I scooped it up. I even debated because that one seller had the whole set, and I think they were all $49.99. I debated just getting the whole set to be able to have that Kane in my collection because I still don't have that Corporate Kane. But I didn't because it's expensive. Obviously, 4 figures times roughly $50. You're talking, it's $200 plus shipping, taxes, all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I'd like to have it someday, but it wasn't the time now. It wasn't when I needed to pull the trigger. So I only pulled the trigger on the John so I could have him for my collection, especially at a cheaper price than I anticipated ever paying for it. It's really just a basic Elite, so it's a shame this is so expensive. He doesn't even come with a shirt. He did come with a steel chair accessory, which I have right here. So there's the steel chair. He came with that, and he came with the Kane legs, obviously. So a little extra added value with the chair, but pretty plain Jane when it comes to an Elite. His hat does come off, which I wasn't actually even sure that it did, but I don't know. If you look at it, you can see, obviously this is 2025. So you're talking almost 10 years of improvements on figures, but obviously this one comes with the shirt. It has like the removable armbands and stuff, whereas this one has painted on armbands. So like there's definitely some improvements that they've made to Elites, but yeah, this is still a very cool figure. It definitely moves better than the modern ones, and that's always a win, but obviously, you still have the pins and stuff, so there's that. But yeah, very, very cool one to have. Glad to check that one off the list. He's got, I don't know, 3 or 4 more Build-A-Figure figures to get. And actually, I know I have the one when he was in the Paul Heyman set. So I have that one. I have the Corporate Kane. There might only be 1 or 2 more now that I have those 2. And I got those 2 for relatively cheap. So very, very excited that I was able to get 2 of the more expensive ones done for a cheaper price. But anyways, we're up to now, we have a 2024 figure, and this is the main event Showdown Series 19 versus The Rock. This, I think, I'd have to look through, but this might be almost exactly identical to another basic figure. Maybe not. Maybe the other one had a green shirt on. I'm not 100% positive, but it's very, very similar to some of the other figures that we've seen. And very cool there. But yeah, he's got the painted on stuff. The interesting thing that I don't know that I've ever noticed on Elite or on basics with like these shirts, you can see where his shirt is split down the back. It doesn't seem like it's supposed to come apart. It just seems like maybe mine, because I opened this. I bought this. Heck, where did I buy this? I can't remember where I got this, to be honest. I don't know. I did just literally open it, though, before. So I wonder if, like, this was almost like a factory defect in the shirt where it's so noticeable that where they kind of glue it together, if you will. Because I've never seen that on a basic with these, like, rubber shirts on it before, because you're not really meant to take it off. Obviously, I know he wrestles shirtless, but I don't think they really anticipated you taking these rubber shirts off. He's more of just like if you're playing with your figures, I think he's more of just like an interview type John Cena, and then you'd have like a shirtless one, obviously, to wrestle with. But yeah, this is the 2-pack that came with The Rock. Came out in 2024, and I used to see these quite a bit at Walmart. I would see them all over the place, especially in 2024 before I started the challenge. And then when I started the challenge in 2025, they all started to just kind of disappear. And then for some reason, they were way more expensive than you'd look on eBay or somewhere, and they're like $35 or something. And it's just like, that's kind of annoying. And I may have got this on Ringside now that I think about it. I feel like I did get it off of Ringside in one of their sales or something that they did over the kind of Black Friday holiday season. Um, I'm not 100% on that, but I feel like that's where it was, because that was the last place I could find it still, where it was in stock for relatively retail price. It might have been $19.99 or something that I paid, and I probably added that on to another, to like one of the other John Cena's I bought from Ringside at some point. So, but yeah, nothing too crazy to say about that one. The hat on this one is not removable; it's molded on because of it being a basic. So just keep that in mind if you are kind of on the hunt for a figure or that figure or whatever. But all right, and then our last one of this kind of first video of 6 here is another of the 2025s. This is the Elite 120 Collector's Edition. So now, if you didn't notice here, they did a Collector's Edition for basically every Elite series that came out in 2025 of John. We had the 119 one here. I believe the 118 one we talked about in the last video, if I'm not mistaken. And then here's 120. So this is from Brussels, I think. Yeah, Brussels. You can see it right there on his shirt. So this is the shirt he wore for the last time that he was in Brussels. I don't remember exactly when that was this year, that they went to Brussels. Sometime in this, over the summer, I want to say. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it's cool that he has the red shirt. A little bit different type of style for John, I would say, when he was in Brussels, but very, very cool there. Really dig this figure. This one is another figure that came from the guy that I met in Chicago. I did some trades with him. He found this one, sent it over to me. While this was in the mail shipping to me, my wife actually found one in store also. So she did not buy it, but I feel like kind of through her, I've seen it in stores now. So that's the big thing. Like, I don't mind buying them online or trading with other people or whatever, but I still really like the hunt. So I like to be able to find the stuff in stores just to get the excitement of like finding something in stores. So to be able to say that, that I've actually seen it in store. This one I have seen in stores too, the one I pre-ordered off of Walmart. So I did see this one in stores, which is fun. I have not seen the Royal Rumble one yet, which I do really want to, like I said. But anyways, yeah, the Brussels one. I think I saw this one myself actually too after my wife had seen it in Target. It might have been the same exact Target. But yeah, very cool. I like that. I do like that they did all these where it's kind of, you can see the Brussels and stuff like that. So very cool there. But yeah, this is the Elite 120 Collector's Edition. So another John Cena off the list. That was 3 2025 figures right there. I got a lot of 2025 figures right towards the end of the year. I think there's at least another video's worth of 2025 figures, maybe. Because I've had some that I've held on to for a long time, like the SDCC exclusive. I don't think we've talked about yet. So that's another one that I got to get going on. But anyways, that has been the next 6 of the John Cenas. And we're almost done. We're almost done cranking out these John videos. I'm going to get them all up hopefully today or this weekend-ish. This is January 2nd as of filming this. So really trying to get all these Johns up so we can not put it behind us, but kind of get 2025 capped off. And then we'll move into 2026's challenge, and we'll move into the John Cena's that I didn't get during the 2025 challenge. But yeah, so this is Dylan. I'm going to head on out of here. Hopefully I'll get some more filmed. Who knows what's going to happen right now, but I will see you all in the next one.